Hey guys, this is Heisenberg here. Today, I'm basically gonna be letting my audience decide if they would rather me use text annotations for my videos or using my voice to record videos, because personally, I really dislike my voice. I sound like a little boy, even though I am a female. And, yeah, I don't really think that's cool. But, basically today what I'm going to be showing you is, I'm going to show you how to, extract data files and putting them into your mod manager so that you don't have to manually delete the data, files if you're done using an ENB. Because manually deleting them can just be a pain, and no one likes to do that. And things just become a lot easier dealing with them through your mod manager. But I'm going to be showing you how to do it with Mod Organizer and Nexus Mod Manager. If you use Rybash, I'm sure the process isn't really all that different, but yeah, I'm not really all that familiar with Rybash, so that's why I'm not using it. I'm going to use Rudy ENB as the example, because that's really the only ENB that first comes to mind when I think of extra data folders. I just recently reviewed this ENB, and it's a really nice preset, so I would check it out. It's a very underrated preset, so yeah, I guess we're gonna get started now. Last night I made a video on installing Rudy ENB, but I did it with text annotations. So I guess now I'll just use my voice to basically describe how to do it. But most ENBs are the same on how to install. A lot of it is just really reading the directions. Because I know, like myself, a lot of people just like to skim through the directions and they miss a lot of really important information that is almost essential. But hopefully this tutorial can give you some guidance. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download the ENB 265 binary. You can right click on it and open link in a new tab, and it'll bring you to the enbdev.com page by Boris. I don't really know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the 265 binary. And when it's done installing, you should get a pop-up like this. And what I do is I hit backspace, and then I extract it to my desktop. And then what I do is, sorry about that, and then what I do is I right click it, and then I click extract to ENB series underscore Skyrim underscore V0265. Basically what this does is it extracts it as a folder, and in my opinion, it's a lot easier to deal with than dealing with an archive, but you don't have to do it. You can leave it as an archive, but like I said, it's just a lot easier to deal with that way. And copy and pasting is a lot easier. But once you do that, you're going to go back to the Rudy ENB page, and here we go. Extract or copy all files from wrapper version folder into your Skyrim root directory. So I'm going to locate my Skyrim directory. You go, most people, mine is obviously installed here. Most people would have it installed under Program Files 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim. Now, the difference between your Skyrim folder and your data folder has all of your meshes, your textures, and this is what deals with all your mods. Like, it has all your ESPs and ESMs and BSAs and all that stuff. When an ENB tells you to locate your Skyrim folder, they're talking about this. And the way you can tell if you're in the right place is if you see tsv.exe and the Skyrim launcher.exe. Now, if you don't see the .exe at the end, don't worry about that. Your operating system just chooses to hide it. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to reveal the extensions. Personally, I always prefer to have them revealed just to make things a little easier for me. But yeah, this is your Skyrim folder. And if you have a Skyrim icon on your desktop, if you don't know where your Skyrim is located, you can right-click on your Skyrim icon, and you should get an option that says Open File Location, and it'll take you right to your Skyrim folder. But, anyway, enough babbling. The directions say extract and copy all files from the wrapper version folder. Now, the reason why this is, a weird direction is because most ENBs only require you to copy the d3d9.dll file and the enbhost.exe file and paste them into your Skyrim folder. But for whatever reason, the author recommends that you copy and paste everything in the wrapper version folder. I don't know how to deal with injector version installations, so don't even bother asking. Typically, 99% of the time, you're already going to be using the wrapper version anyway. The injector version is just for people who need it. I don't know anything about injector version, so I'm not even going to get on that topic. But after you have your ENB series files copied and pasted into your Skyrim folder, you can delete the binary because you're not going to need it anymore. So then the next step is, it says the next step would be to edit the local ini, enblocal.ini folder, but we're not going to do that until after we manually install the ENB file itself. So you're going to click the Files tab, and under Main Files, you're going to see a Natural and Lighting Atmospherics version or the Vanilla Skyrim version. I'm going to be using the Vanilla Skyrim version because it's just easier that way. And then you're going to get a pop-up like this requiring you to have these 3 mods installed. If you don't have these mods installed, the ENB will not look as intended. So always make sure that you install required mods. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're essential, it's not going to work without them, but if you want the ENB to look like the screenshots, then download what the author recommends. So, once you get a pop-up like this, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the binary. I'm going to move it to my desktop, and then, for the love of God, and then I'm going to change it to a folder like I did with the binary. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do this. I just find it a lot easier. So, I'm going to click on the Rudy ENB folder, and it's going to bring you to all of these folders. Now, the purpose of this video was to show you how to extract data, but I might as well just show you how to do the whole thing since we're already doing it. So, you're going to click on the default, and you're going to copy it, and then you're going to paste it in your Skyrim folder so it overwrites the binary files. Otherwise, it's not going to be Rudy ENB, it's just going to be a binary. So you can, once you copy and pasted that, you're going to go to the enblocal.ini folder, which is the top one, and you're going to copy that and you're going to paste in your Skyrim folder, always overwriting if it asks. This basically has the configs that Rudy ENB requires, but you're obviously going to want to change everything to what your system is, like reserved memory size 256 and then video memory size MB. Video memory size MB is how much VRAM you have. I have 3 gigabytes, so I'm going to do 3072. This step is very important because if you don't config it to your system, you could run into a lot of problems, and I'm speaking from absolute experience. So make sure that you do that. So once you do that, you're going to be left with an alternative depth of field folder, experimental vintage, work in progress, and a more contrast and less saturation. I just do the default, so you can mess around and tweak settings if you want, but I'm not going to be showing you that. Now I'm going to be showing you how to extract this data folder and extract it into a mod manager, so that way you're not dragging it into your data folder here and then having to manually install each file. That can be a serious pain in the butt. So in order to do this correctly, you're obviously going to need something that manages archives like WinRAR or 7-zip. I'm obviously using WinRAR, but what you're going to do, you're going to click on data, and then you're going to right click it, and you're going to click on add to archive, which is the first option. And then you can name it whatever you want, but I would suggest naming it something that that you would remember. So I'm just going to name it Rudy ENB data, and then click OK, and then you're going to see it created a archive. Now what you're going to do, you're going to drag it onto your desktop. Of course, I'm going to keep getting this stupid message. Alright, sorry about that. Now, you can pretty much delete the Rudy ENB folder unless you want to mess around with the settings. I'm personally finished with it. But for mod, I'm going to do mod organizer first, and then I'm going to do Nexus mod manager. So you're going to go into your mod organizer and making sure that you're in the profile you want to use your for the ENB. So you're going to go to the top left hand corner, this button right here with the CD on it, and you're going to click it. And if it brings you to something else other than your desktop, make sure you click the desktop button right here. And then you're obviously going to click Rudy ENB data.rar, and you're going to click open. And then make sure the name says Rudy Data ENB, and then you're going to click manual, and you're going to see that you have a red error message at the bottom saying no game data on top level. Now there's a very simple solution to fix this. You should always, if for mod organizer users, whenever you activate a mod, instead of clicking OK, you should always click manual just to make sure that the data directory is set correctly. So to fix this message, you're going to click on the data tab, and you're going to right click it, and you're going to click on set data directory. And you can see now it changes it to looks good. And it has the meshes, sky, atmosphere.nif. Yeah, so then you click OK, and it's going to add it here. Make sure you check mark it, because obviously if you don't check mark it, it's not going to be activated. I'm not really sure if it adds a plugin, but if it does, you can take a look at your load order. But that's how you do it for mod organizer. Nexus mod manager, you're going to go in, and I do not deal with Nexus mod manager personally anymore. I find mod organizer a lot more advanced and it's a lot better than Nexus mod manager and easier to deal with. If it's on your screen, you're obviously going to have a ton of mods in here, but I just installed this for the purpose of this video. But if you do have mods, you're going to have another button that looks like this puzzle piece right here, down here, that's to activate mods, and then you're going to have another button down here with a red arrow on it, and that's to deactivate mods. But if you're trying to get that data folder in here, what you're going to do is you're going to click this button, add mod from file, and then it's basically the same process as the mod organizer. You're going to scurry on over to your desktop tab, and you're going to find enbdata.rar, and you're going to click open. And it's going to put it in here, and then you can activate it, just like that. But I'm going to leave it unactivated because personally, like I said, I don't use Nexus mod manager, so I'm just going to delete it, and then I'm going to close out. Now, anytime you deal with activating or deactivating mods. I say it every video, and I'm going to keep saying it every video. Anytime you activate or deactivate a mod, or anytime your load order is at all edited, make sure you run loot. I cannot stress this step enough. Running loot is like breathing. And if you don't run loot, you run the risk of corrupting your save or crashing the desktop. And if you're anything like me, I've had a lot of bad experiences with crashing the desktop because it took me so long to learn how to do this. Yeah, so then you're gonna click apply, and then you should be good to go. If you use Mod Organizer and you don't know how to get loot configured into Mod Organizer, I made a previous tutorial on how to do that. It's really simple, really easy stuff, and for those of you that don't know, if you have Mod Organizer manage your archives, loot is also built into Mod Organizer. So if you go to the plugins tab and you click sort, you can see that it says loot running when it first comes up. And then when it's done, you're going to get the summary report as if you just ran loot outside, which is a really awesome feature. So again, that's why I do prefer Mod Organizer over Nexus Mod Manager. It's nothing personal. I've just always been that way. Rybash, I haven't really given a fair chance yet. I only use that for bashed patches. But anyway, continuing. What I'm basically going to do now is I'm going to run the game. I have to use Fraps to run my game, to record my game footage, and I use Bandicam to record on my desktop. So that's why the video is probably stopped now. So this always takes a couple minutes to load for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I do have probably 220 mods, but you can see in the top left hand corner you get this little message saying ENB series 0.265 blah blah blah. That means that you installed the binary folder correctly. If you don't have that message, you did something wrong. So go back to the beginning of the video and double check everything. Alright, so then when you get to this screen, if you press on the number pad, if you press the little star key, it'll bring up your frame rate in the top left hand corner, which is a really nice feature. I always do that whenever I record ENB gameplay videos, simply because people are very interested to see how an ENB impacts your frame rate, and then you just press the star key again to turn it off. If you hold down shift and press enter, you can bring up this menu here. This is called your GUI menu. You can basically tweak your ENB through this menu here. A very important setting to me that I always have activated is FPS limit. I always make sure that says 60, and then I always make sure I have enable FPS limit checked. And then I click save configuration. If you want to save all the changes, you're going to click save configuration and then apply changes. But if I click apply changes, I'll be frozen for like 30 seconds, and I'm not trying to deal with that right now. This is just for showing you. So once you load up your game, just basically wait for it to load. Well, we are now in game, and as you can see, it's looking mighty fine, mighty fine. My current frame rate is 30. It's up and down. Whiterun, I have a lot of Whiterun mods. As you can see, I have like a bunch of trees, and I'm using a 7K Whiterun mod, which like severely enhances Whiterun. But yeah, if you just walk around enjoying the view, if you're wondering what these black bars are at the top and bottom, that's actually called letterbox effect, and I personally hate it, but you can search the internet on ways to get that if you also dislike it. All you would do is drag and drop the file into your ENB series folder that we placed into your Skyrim folder. But I'm going to show you a couple more tips, and before you ask, yes, that is Master Chief walking around. If you hold down Shift and press F12, it puts it back to vanilla Skyrim. This is for people that only want to use ENBs for like screenshot purposes, or have like severe performance drops and only want the ENB at a certain point in the game. But if you press Shift F12 again, it brings it back to the ENB. So, yeah, that's a nice little tip. Another thing that I also wanted to mention is to open the GUI menu, you can tweak the settings in your enblocal.ini file that you have when you install the ENB. Because sometimes, for some reason, pressing Shift and Enter does not always work. So if you ever run into that issue, which I have plenty of times, you can just tweak it through your enblocal.ini. So that's really all I wanted to show you. The main purpose of this video was to basically show you how to extract data files into your mod manager. But it basically just ended up being a voiced tutorial of Rudy ENB, and that honestly was not my objective, but I figured I'd make one anyway, in case people would just prefer this. So if you guys can like leave in the comments if you prefer my text annotation videos or my voice videos, please just let me know, and I'll do whatever makes you guys happy, because after all, I'm really doing this for you guys. I'm not doing this for myself. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, share. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support. I work really hard on these videos, so